Good morning and welcome back. If you're new here and you've just found me, my name is Ellen Henry and I am a circus performer and handstand coach and lover of all things fitness. Today we are doing an intermediate handstand training program and I'm really excited for you to come along with me. Today all you are going to need is a mat and some handstand blocks if you do prefer to handstand on them. Alright, without too much faff, let's get into this. You will also need a wall that you can handstand against for a couple exercises too. I do apologize also for the noise, just that hum of an aircon and also some fans out there. There is not much I can do about it. This is a stunning filming spot. Like the cool lighting, it might not be like amazing, but it looks cool. Cool background, because I moved into an apartment. There's not much space to film there, so film here now maybe. Okay, so we're going to start off with our warm-up. These are some of my classic ones if you have been following me for a while. I love this warm-up. So let's start with some swings, going back and hug. Make sure you're switching which arm is on top each time you come around in front. And then we're going to do circles back. Trying to make them as big as you can. And then circles going forwards. And then bringing our hand in front of our face, hand to the back of our head, straightening it up, down and back to the front. And you can make these in a nice, big, smooth movement. And then other side. This just helps to start to warm up our shoulders. Next we're going to move to our neck, just doing really slow circles at the front. Also, if you've been following me for a while and you watch most of my videos, Happy New Year! This is my first video of 2024. Yes, I had a lovely holiday and it is also really nice to be back. I would also love to hear what you guys want to see more of this year, so leave a comment down below about the kind of videos you want or the kind of handstand tutorials you want, and hopefully I can get around to some of them this year. And then little half circles at the back. Alright, bringing one arm across, make sure you're dropping that shoulder down and pulling with that arm in. And then swapping sides, pulling and dropping that shoulder down. And then stretching our triceps, bringing that arm up and over. And then swapping sides. My arms are particularly sore because I just did a workout and it was predominantly upper body. fun to do handstands now. What a great idea this was. And come out. Let's jump into a downward dog. Coming into our downward dog and just relaxing and letting those shoulders drop to the ground. And then coming forward into a cobra, and then pushing back, coming forward, opening up the shoulders, and then closing the shoulders, opening them up, and closing. And then pushing our bum back, letting our shoulders drop down. And then we're going to thread one arm underneath. Keep that arm above and then resist with this arm into the ground. Helping twist and open up that thoracic spine. And then coming up, we're going to do the other side. Coming up out of that, and we're going to do some nice big circles on our hands, just starting to warm up our wrists. There might be a couple cracks in there. I want you to start to really become aware of where that weight is shifting over and coming back. We're then going to do some wrist push-ups, so I want you to try and come into the knees push-up position and really slow and controlled with these. We're then going to turn our fingers back towards ourselves and then leaning back to get a stretch. And then flipping those fingers over. Going for a little walk now, just in all the different directions. Alright, that concludes our quick little warm-up. If you feel like you need more of a warm-up, I really do encourage you to take that time, pause this video, do a little bit more, and then come back. Okay, and you will also need something to time yourself. We are going to be starting off with an activation hold, just lying on the ground, and then I want us to be making sure that we are remembering each of those body cues, just as like a little reminder. I know this is something that we've mastered, but this is really good to keep doing. So, core engaged, squeezing those legs together, pointing those toes, pushing the heels into the ground, arms up, extended, shifting the scapulars up and looking up if you can. Holding and relax. I'm going to do this 2 more times. Squeezing, core engaged, heels into the ground, looking up. And relax. One more time. Core engaged, really trying to push that back towards the ground, tucking the hips, squeezing the bum, squeezing the legs together, heels into the ground, looking up and pushing those hands into the ground, holding and relax. Ooh. Okay, now that we've warmed that up, we're going to do a free hold. Grab your timer. Your aim is to hold this for as long as you can. The first time you come down, try and go back up. If you lose your balance but you can keep going because you've got strength still in there, I want you to kick back up and to keep going. So setting up your timer and let's go. First handstand of the day is going good. Oh, the aircon is really cold. Holding, really trying to find that balance and catch it when it's falling. Look, that aircon is so cold on my toes. Ooh. Kicking back up, trying to go for a minute for me. If you can't do that much, that's okay, just come back down. Oh. Okay, that aircon is getting turned off. So for today, I want to try a new thing in this program for people that are new to the type of programs that I like to push. And one of them is to try and shorten the time that is in between your drills. So usually, depending on how hard you've worked on that drill, depends on how much of a rest. Today we're going to be aiming for 2 minutes or 1 minute, depending on how hard you feel like you've worked. So you are welcome to do whatever you'd like. For this 2 minutes, I am going to stretch. You do not have to do this, but you can just chill out, have a little stretch your arms in between this. Okay, now I know that as an intermediate, one of your potential goals might be you're trying to improve your handstand time when you're just holding it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a second set of free hold. If you're at the stage where you're not really able to hold your handstand for as long as you've got your strength for, so maybe you're coming down because of your balance, I really highly recommend going and watching this video. This will help you to master your balance a bit more, but you're welcome to jump on the wall for this set instead of doing a free hold if you're at that stage. Right, second set, here we go. I think my aim is for 45 seconds. My endurance isn't amazing in my 2-arm handstand, but 45 I think is the aim. No, I'm going to kick back up because I'm aiming for 45. That was almost 50 seconds. Nice job for getting through a second set of that. We are going to take our 2-minute break now. Alright, so we're going to do our third and final conditioning hold set. This time I want you to do it against a wall and to really push how long that you can hold it on the funky paneling. Alright. Climbing up and let's go. Make sure if you're against the wall that you're still really trying to work on that good handstand shape, pushing up nice and tall and not leaning on the wall too much. It's just there to support you. That was good. All right, we're going into our another 2-minute rest. exercise is going to be different jump into handstands. So if you are at the stage where you are working on just your tuck up to handstand, you're very welcome to do that. But what we're going to start with is our straddle jump to handstands. We are aiming for 4 to 5 of these. Next job, we're going to go into our break. Alright, depending on if that music playing outside is going to get me copyrighted, I might hand over to my voiceover, but if not, we're going to keep going. Our next set is going to be pike jumps. So this should hopefully, if you're at that stage of working on these should be a little bit harder than your straddle and your tuck ups. We're aiming for 4 to 5 of these. You'll be fine. Alright, and taking that break. So our next exercise is going to be doing tuck presses, or the presses that you're at. So if you're at straddle, or if you're not quite at getting a full press, you're going to grab some yoga blocks or a bench or something that you can elevate your feet on, so that you elevate and then you're pressing up. Alternatively, if you still can't, if you're not at that stage, you can also work on your negatives, really trying to slow that down at the very bottom point. Make sure that you are shifting your shoulders over your hands and then bringing them back underneath yourself when you get all the way up. So I don't need my blocks, but that's how you do them with blocks. You're going to be aiming for your max amount of presses in a row. If you can't do them in a row, I want you to come down, have a little breath, and then try again. We're aiming for 3 to 4 of these if it's continuous, or with a break in between. Oh, that was tough after those jump to handstands, but I hope we got through that. All right, taking our 2-minute break. Done a lot of jump and press work, so we're going to move on to our final drill, which is going to be a shape hold, or if you're at the stage where you're working on moving shapes, or if you're at the stage where you're changing shapes in a handstand, we're going to do 2 sets of these, just trying to stay up for as long as possible and moving in a shape. Remember, we really want to lock off in our shoulders and not move any of that, and just let our hips and our legs freely move. Remembering that we're wanting to try and counterbalance where we are going with our legs. Give your wrist a shake. Tend to find that I like overgrip when I'm doing like moving around in a handstand, so I'm really trying to work on changing that. I'm just going to have a little break in between these. Alright, and the second one now. My shoulders are really sore now. That wasn't a very long one. Alright, make sure you give your wrists a stretch out. Give those arms a stretch as well after all of that. It's really important to do that for the health of your shoulders. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. As I said at the start, if you've gotten to the end now, to comment down below what you'd like to see more of me for this year. Otherwise, if you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button because it really supports my channel, and also that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified whenever I release a new video. And I look forward to having you join me in my next video. Bye!